Hi John, lovely to meet up with you and begin working on your game. Just a quick recap on the key points that we discussed and covered during your recent visit. We talked about what stack and tilt is in its essence and what we're trying to create. We're trying to create a swing around a fixed point or a stable axis with a consistent inclination to the ground. So looking at the footage here, we would keep the head in this box throughout the swing. That means the inclination is consistent, and we would not want to drift away from this red line ultimately during the swing, and that would mean that the axis of the shoulder turn was more stable. Now, perfecting that is an ongoing process. We don't expect you to get it straight away. Everything we suggest and do is moving you towards that ultimate goal. If you can look at the process that way, as we discussed, you'll find things much easier to commit to. So if we look at your swing initially and what was happening, you were trying to apply some of the pieces, which was good, and we talked about what was happening early in the swing. The hands would elevate very fast. They would go from the hand plane, the red line, onto the elbow plane, the yellow line, too fast. That meant that at a halfway point, instead of the arms being angled in, we were looking directly down the left arm. When viewed from face on, that means that we get pushed away from that red line and off the ball very quickly. And as a result, the trajectory of the left shoulder tends to be flatter and more across. Knees very level. Right hip and left hip very level also. So what we're trying to look at initially is improve the first move away from the golf ball, improve the basic action of the legs and the hips, enabling you to turn in a circle on a tilted angle, and improve the path of the hands and the arms during the golf swing. So first piece of advice was to get the arms coming in more. That simple thought of matching the left arm up with the cane that's angled inwards on the mat encourages the hands to trace the red line for longer before then gradually elevating onto the yellow line. This means that we're angling the arms inwards and we're swinging the club on a much better plane. As we get to the top here, you can see there's a lot of lifting of the arms, very much above plane, and then that continues during the downswing. Club gets pulled onto the left arm very fast and then tumbles out in front of the hands. Here, hands and the arms are deeper at the top of the backswing, allowing the club to work down and get pulled out less, and line up with the hands much better at delivery, allowing you to make a more online attack at the golf ball. You can see your head within the box is more stable, the lower body is starting to work differently. The standing up move through the hip, which is a preventative measure to stop the club going further across the golf ball, is not needed as much. You can see there that your inclination is more consistent. It's not ultimately as good as we would want it, but it is more consistent. Every now and again you do the move on the left through the hip. Don't need to do it anymore, but you will do it, and as a result you'll catch the bottom edge of the golf club. When viewed from face on, we put a cane through the belt hoop, and the feeling or the thought was to get the left end of the cane working down as fast and as much as you could. By doing that, you started to encourage the left knee to flex more, the right knee to straighten more, and the left shoulder to work down more. This acts as a linkage and enables you to stay more centered during the backswing. You can see there, much more stable, much less drifting off the ball, right hip higher than the left hip, and a differential between the knees. So things starting to change based on two simple thoughts and two simple visuals using an alignment cane. I hope this helps. I've sent some emails across with date suggestions for September, and I look forward to watching the swing progress over the coming weeks. Well done.